Right, so yes, I've pressed record. We are back. This is it. We're finally finishing Danganronpa 2 completely, to the point that I do not have to play this game again on stream, ever. Unless people ask for it. I think all my skills should be set. Oh no, they're not. What's that? I don't think I want this one. That's... Oh, I'm not... Oh no, wait, I need to add them all. Yeah, alright. There. Alright, let's go! We got this, and I don't need to read!
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is, and vote for who done it.
Who done it?
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
What? Who cares about that game?
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
Oh no!
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
I mean, too many of the Starbucks. Characters in the game are Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, Girl D, Guardian Girl, and Boy F, not Girl. And a high school girl who got killed at the beginning. By using the staff role after clearing the game as a reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. All of you have characters in the video game. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A. True identity of Girl A is... It's Mikan. It's Nerf. Mahiro was a Nerf.
Girl A is probably Mikan Tsumiki. That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Who does? He does. The main character looks very similar.
A video game. That's an infringement of my right to privacy. A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights. Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too. Huh?
Yeah, I've completed all 3 games. She's right. The one who sounds like that was Girl B.
I see! Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hiyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me.
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
Girl C, her personality was hyper energetic and unique. Unique is not a personality trait, mate.
I see! Girl C is Ibuki.
Girl C? Then And I'll see you next Tuesday.
Hey, that's Adam's line.
Let's move on to Girl D.
Girl D, there's only one person who's always with a camera with them.
I see.
Definitely Monokuma. Definitely
Girl D is
Monokuma.
Mahiru, the victim in this case.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F. I see.
Monokuma,
Aren't
I
you
know.
Guy F, Fuyuhiko?
I was in a game? That's fucking stupid.
That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu?
Another person?
It was one of the names on the staff roll. The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyoda,
Big probable
Sato,
deaths.
Kuzuryu,
That's a
and then
good,
another Kuzuryu.
Hold on.
a
Why
good
do you
summary
keep
at
saying there were
times.
2 Kuzuryus?
Because there were.
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll.
Monami
Since you
just
beat the
shaking in the
game,
background.
You probably know what this actually means, right?
The reason for Hiko's last name, Kuzazura, appears twice as true. I have a hunch, but... To call me out like that, Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't mess with. The reason for Hiko's last name appears twice is probably because he had a little
I can prove
sister.
it with this. In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game.
That bitch, what the hell did she...
It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister.
All does go a little too fast.
Plus,
I have to admit
the
that.
sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice.
By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right?
I don't really want to say it myself, but I need to move the conversation forward. The only character in the game I can see being Fuyuhiko's little sister.
I see!
The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the
How
only
with
person
white
I
hair
can
as the
think of.
sages from the last game.
Based on Guy F's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister.
Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a
Playing
winning
this is just made me
personality
really
you've
want to
got.
play V3
Winning
on stream.
personality? Are you praising me?
I love this game
I'm
so
being
much.
sarcastic,
It was just having to
dumbass.
play another chapter over again
You
that
said
was
the
putting
game
me
is a
off it.
work of
I really want to
non-fiction.
play
That
V3.
means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality.
It's not just a game. It's definitely based
No
on
one
true
is from the
events.
last game, no.
That's why it's the motive.
Don't go making shit up, bastard! If she was the type to die easily, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago. I mean, when I first entered Hope Speak Academy,
You are right,
she
Sean.
was mouthing off to me as usual.
Pet an Elmo.
Sent me off.
You deserve an Elmo
It
pat.
happened just the other day.
About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet!
I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh? Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Says the guy with the pointy teeth
Anyway,
sticking his tongue out.
Now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B
I love
is
his
Hiyoko.
voice so much.
Girl C
I really
is
should have
Ibuki.
watched the guy
Girl
play
D
as
is
him.
Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
Little
just a
sister.
story in a fucking
Little
game.
sister.
If so, then Girl E.
Did you
is
know his
Misato.
voice actor played this game on stream and voiced everything? Yeah, Gundams.
I don't know what Sato you're
People kept
talking
telling
about,
me it, and I
so
kept not doing
I don't think
it.
she's relevant to this case.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
What the heck is that wild connection?
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
I agree. And he also has a strange rivalry going on.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Huh? What do you mean,
Ah.
mystery of the game?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
What? No way! Is that true?
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
You guys are definitely friends.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it. Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
Reason Girlie was killed. I should be able to assume why based on the content of the game.
I see.
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
Which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister.
You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all. But is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim?
In order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance. Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans.
It
Classic
is.
dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head. Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there. The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that. Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girlie was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girlie was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girl E broke the window and escaped, and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that.
I don't think you're right. The models are very similar. We talked about this when we played it the last time. That when I first watched it, I thought a lot of the characters were like characters from the first game, but they weren't. But I think that's just an art thing. They have a very unique art style, which ends up making a lot of characters look very similar. But they're very, very different psychologically. They're very different. They're stereotypes of what they're meant to be stereotypes of. So Chiaki is a stereotypical gamer, and the big guy, Nekomaru, is a stereotypical trainer, like hype man at the sideline. You know, they're very stereotypical of what they need to be stereotypical of, but they're not very similar personality-wise, other than it's very obvious there needs to be a person that seems suspicious all the time. But that's just mysteries. That's not even a Danganronpa thing. That is just a mystery thing. If you read all of Agatha Christie's books, they follow the same formula every time. The same with Sherlock Holmes. Same with any mystery thing. You need someone to be suspicious of. You need someone that looks like a traitor. There isn't a traitor. You need the ones that are like oblivious to everything. You need the ones that are smarter than everyone. That's just a stereotypical cast to a mystery. Especially a murder mystery. And when you've got such a big cast, with a lot of murders happening over a great period of time and stuff, you're going to end up having very similar kind of patterns. And that's the problem with the games, is they're very samey in how they're set up, but they're very different. The characters in Sherlock Holmes don't look different from each other, because the characters in Sherlock Holmes are written down on a bit of paper. If you're talking about, like, in actual, like, physical form, like a movie or TV series, of course they are. They're played by actors. I already said, these, unfortunately, they have a very unique style and way of their drawing things, and people end up looking the same. But, that's not on purpose. That's just because of the art style. Most of their characters in most of the things they do look the same. That's not even just these games. Anything you see by them, their art style was just very, very similar. But that like, the characters are so different, you can't say that psychologically they're the same, because they're just stereotypes of whatever their talent is. You're doing them a great misjudgment if you're saying that their personalities are similar, because they're not. They're really not. How can you say they look the same? They don't look anything like each other. I'm not angry. I'm just amused. It's like, I get the art style being too similar. As I said, when I first played this game, I was originally like, oh, are they just the same characters doing something else? But then, they are different characters. Like, as I said, that isn't like a thing they did on purpose. They just don't have a very varied art style. We agree on some level, but not on the same level. You're using that as a thing to say that the characters are the same. but they're not. They just have a very similar art style because of the way the artist drew them. But that doesn't mean the characters are the same from the first. They're very different from the characters from the first. Because their personalities are very different from the characters in the first. And at this point, because I've played the game and watched the anime so much, they don't look anything like each other for me anymore. I know, I'm just talking to you about it. Sean knows me when I'm angry. Sean knows when I'm angry. He will tell you when I'm angry.
Then forget this.
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girl E, who was waiting in the hallway, is the killer. Well, that's obvious. She was hiding in a hallway. Then what did she do after killing the girl inside the music room? She went into the other room, because I need to clear that up first. Got it.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
Do you not have any
To
white
go
noise?
back to the music room
I was
from
ready to
outside,
blab some white noise.
We need to go through the entrance hall.
Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been there.
Did I take away the white noise?
At the entrance hall, the
Or did they
girls
just not have them?
heard the sound of the window shattering.
No, that's wrong. First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
A vase.
That's right.
Vase?
No,
look,
there are some that look very, very similar, and it didn't help that when the game starts, you have Byakuya as well.
So the sound of breaking glass that the
But like,
4 girls
she
heard
looks
wasn't
like the detective girl. The main character looks the same.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the 4
Pico
girls
looks the
met in the
same.
entrance hall.
But there's enough characters that were very unique in this game as well.
Girl E
Like, there's
killed the
no one
victim
that
in the
looks like
music room,
Soda, and there's no one that
and
looks
went
like
to the office to get the key.
Gundam.
With that key,
And even
she
Kyoko is
locked
different
the music
enough.
room from the hallway.
But it's just their art
Turned the
style.
key to
It
the
really is just their
office,
art style. If they did a
went
series
back to wait in
completely
front of
away
the music
from
room.
Danganronpa, they'd all look the same in that as well.
All she had to do was
That's
break the
just how it
vase in
is.
the next door classroom as the 4 girls met by the entrance hall.
This is the best chapter, Sean. To be
Make
fair,
them
I
think
forgot
the
it was this
murder
chapter. I was
had
like, who
just
the hell is it
occurred,
that dies in
and
this
that the
one?
killer had just
And then I realised
escaped.
who it was and was like, oh. Oh.
So, when the 4 of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. Now the mystery has been solved.
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet!
Murder weapon?
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Which means I'll feel disgusting.
You're the disgusting one.
The weapon is pretty unconventional. The answer was revealed in the game, though. Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
Unconventional weapon that also appears in the game. We're told we can't advance as long as we don't make that clear. Then I have to do it. I'll do it. He'll do it, guys. Boo, 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 boo.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
There it is.
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Then the piano. That's even bigger.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
Poor Nekomaru.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
I agree with that.
The building! Oh yeah, he shits alive, I forgot he
The
did
killer
that.
must have used gravel to attack the victim.
I'm going for manly shit right
I got
now.
it right. And I was just throwing things out there. Just as I thought! I'm chosen by the gods!
Something like that,
Chosen it
Fuki.
all.
Something like
And
that.
gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
What if the gravel was put inside some sort of bag?
Bag? What kind of bag?
We already just
If the weapon is
decided it was
something
going to
that
be a
appeared in the
bloody
game, then so is the bag.
swimsuit.
And
And now
the
we're going
only
to
thing I
sit
can
there and
think
be
of
like,
is the
it's a
school
bag.
swimsuit.
It's not a bag, it's a swimsuit.
If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the ace attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea!
But for the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone. To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
My hero.
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it.
Let's go and make sure to throw it away.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it.
I know, right,
And they
Sean?
ended up getting into
It's
an
so
argument.
dark.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back. I somewhat understand that feeling.
You can? That's pretty scary.
But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day. Or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Gary's killer right now. The only person I can think of is that guy.
I see!
I see!
It should have been Guy F.
I see!
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
But Guy F is... What? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it? That's all you can say. If that game is
You
telling
can go
the
now,
truth,
Sean.
it'd
This
be a
might
huge
go up until your
problem
dinner
for you.
time, your tea,
Clear
so
this
you might
up
want to
for
go
me.
now.
Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
That is, I'm terribly sorry, but
They don't remember. That's obvious. Because their school memories were like totally stolen.
even if I don't remember,
It might. I
still
can't
know
remember. It
it's
doesn't
obvious
look
that guy is the killer.
like it's that long, but it might.
No
So
one
you
would
might as
kill a
well go
nice
now. I don't
person
want you to
Mahiru
like
besides a piece of
put off
shit
walking the
menace to
dog.
society like Fuyuhiko. Girl Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy!
Yeah, we're in chapter 2.
You sure do tough.
And hey, Raid in the dank. Welcome to the
I'm used to
stream.
it by now.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related. In actuality, there's an important shared point with Garly and Mahiru's murder. That's the metal bat, yeah. Where's the metal bat? There. It was right there.
I can prove it with this. I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim.
She's so
Hey, why don't
cute.
you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
This is foul-mouthed little brat.
You better cut
Reminds
that
me
out
of my
right
niece.
now.
My niece
There's
is like
no
that.
way a stupid game could be the motive.
You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge!
If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just going to go around in circles. And it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think that'd be too obvious?
What are you...
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko.
Very true, very true.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko?
Wow.
Huh?
Poor little
Do you
Hiyoko.
understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
What is this? Like, I can only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet-clogging bitch?
Beep, 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 beep.
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll?
Is it? Yeah, that's it.
Accusing me of killing Mahiru?
What button is it I need to press?
You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hiyoko?
Why do you doubt Hiyoko?
Do you know where Hiyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
But I didn't go to the beach house.
No, that's wrong!
That's wrong! We saw you there! We actually saw her running away
You should
from
have been
there.
at the beach house, Hiyoko.
Seriously, I told you I didn't!
But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints. They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are. Don't decide that based on ugliness.
Huh. They're not Hiyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo!
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance.
Different one.
A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against?
Are you saying when that person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet?
The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left. Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hiyoko?
Ah! I remember now! I remember when I went to the beach house!
Of course you do.
So you finally decided to confess.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine. I've never heard of that daily routine before. And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all.
Kanye is too cheerful about this.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass. She's obviously lying.
Huh?
It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying?
Yes.
There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that.
That proves you're lying.
I did go to
That
the beach
attitude.
house, but only during my morning walk.
No, that's wrong.
Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter?
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret until then. Let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they start suspecting us for no reason. Hyoku Seanji.
That letter! It's the one Mahiro had, right?
I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What is that letter? I'm serious, I don't know.
Oh, snap! I remember now. I totally saw you.
Huh?
Me and Hajime met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m.
I see. So if she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away afterward, I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko.
Hey, fictional.
You're totally wrong!
I hope your visit to the grocery store was where it went
You
well.
also passed by the diner Fuyuhiko, so you should have seen Hiyoko too, right?
No, I didn't. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
For some reason,
Pumpkins.
that sounds
Hey,
suspicious
Punky.
too.
It's the truth. Deal with it.
It's kind of busy, but you live in a
Just
small town,
leave
so
it
that's
alone.
what I do. Fair.
It'd be a waste of time to question him any further. Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with
Oh,
Mahiru
thank you,
at the beach
Punky.
house.
Seriously?
I said to Sean, this is probably one of my oldest hoodies. I've had it for years. I just don't wear it because of the
I'm
hood.
telling the truth! I really don't know!
Thank you, fictional.
Is she really crying? Or is she faking it?
She's probably faking it.
We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out. And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru. There's evidence for that too.
The only place I can think of where Hiyoko was hiding is probably that place, right? Spot selection.
Here!
The place where Hiyoko was hiding.
I know, people usually
talking
say
about
it's
the
red. It's why I have quite a lot of red t-shirts and
Yes,
stuff.
that's right. The gummy candy.
People
you
don't
found
make
on the
enough
floor
in
is the
purple.
evidence.
Hey, Akbar.
Hiyoko, your favorite candy is gummies, correct?
I need to find what I've done with all my slipper socks, because my feet are getting so cold nowadays.
Something like that before.
I have millions of them, and I don't know where they are.
Captured the true character of this mystery. Hyoko
Mystery.
summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar. When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift
That's right,
wind.
Punky.
But Hiyoko miscalculated.
We've got the
that
podcast
Mahiru's
later
body
on
would be
today,
blocking the door
so we're going to be doing like a talkie thing when Cherry and Akbar are both
She
free.
was only able
And
to
right
leave
at the
from beach
end
side
of the
door
podcast,
and
we're
ended up
having an
losing her
open mic
footprints.
thing. So if you're free then, you can jump into voice chat and we'll just dick around for like an hour or so together on stream.
Destruction didn't even need to come out.
Keep your work done.
It's a trap.
Let's
This is
just talk about dumb
obviously someone's
shit.
trap.
Obviously a trap. It's a tarp.
Whose
It's a
trap
tarp.
is it? It must be that one person. You know, the one with the mask, maybe? The one with the mask? There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer.
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right?
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask. Is your brain fried or something?
Oh,
That is
nice,
right.
Punky.
It cannot be Hyoko.
I hope that goes
That
well.
mask belongs to Sparkling Justice.
Got some coffee.
Sparkling what now?
That mask says it all. Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island. Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru.
Why you?
Sean's walking his dog.
Continue to say such foolish things. I shall tell
He had to go and
you
walk his dog
from
quickly.
them.
Don't blame Miss Sonia. It's just a difference between cultures. Culture shock, you know?
Yoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn.
It's all in your head. Oh, why can't you understand? I'm not the killer.
It's true that Hyoko's suspicious, but there's something strange. Something doesn't make sense. I can't help but feel like we're being directed by someone. I feel like denying murder charges is pretty reasonable. Problem is, she's not very likable, is she? So people will believe the worst of her.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru.
I'm telling you, it's a
It's a
trap.
top! It's a top!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
No, I
And
probably
weren't
know
you
you did
also
it.
hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy. No, that's wrong.
It's a trap, Akbar, a trap.
About that gummy, did Hyoko really drop it?
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that midget over there.
That midget over there.
You're a midget too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
It's true.
What's that
Hyoko
rambling?
likes
I'm
to
just
eat
doing my
gummies.
chores and animal
She
crossing
only
because I haven't
eats a
done them
specific
yet.
brand.
Cut
Brand
this
of
my
gummies
shopping
you
and
eat
stuff.
only have strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
Huh? But what about the lemon flavor? The gummy at the crime scene was yellow, so it obviously looked like it was lemon flavored. Huh? That gummy is yellow? And it's not mine! The ones I eat don't have any yellow gummies!
What?
That's right. None of the gummy bags in her cottage had any yellow ones.
Then we can't assume Hyoko is the one who dropped that yellow gummy. See?
No,
Didn't
have
I
to
tell
game
you?
or a switch.
It's definitely a trap! Damn it! Who would set a trap like this? I'll get my revenge! I'm gonna bop you on the head with all my might!
Hey, kill him!
Hold on, you little bitch.
The gangs
You think
need
you're
all
the beer just
here.
because of a little gummy? Don't be stupid. I'm not done backing you into a corner yet.
Here. I'm not done backing you into a corner. Wow!
with Hiyoko yet. There's still a huge piece of evidence left.
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence.
It's true.
And we can thank Mahiru for it.
What does that mean? Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and...
No, that's wrong! Mahiru didn't block the door. Her death.
Wow! But I played Amnesia. You weren't even here when I played it. If you were here, you could have helped me with the puzzle.
No doubt that Mahiru died instantly.
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking kill you!
I'm sorry.
Ryuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
I'm pretty sure her death was instant, too. I mean, her injury was only a single blow. That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her body to block it.
Someone else?
The killer, of
I was gonna
course.
sleep into the
They're
gameplay.
the one who
I think
blocked the door with Mahiru's
it's
body.
a difficult game. You get sucked into the story,
That's
and
why
obviously
there were
you're all
bloody track
joining the
marks
story
left on the
very
floor.
late into it. Like, even though it's only chapter 2,
But why
like a
did the
lot
killer
of the
block
big
the
parts of the
door?
story have been explained,
Just
and
ask
you've missed
Hiyoko.
it.
She's the killer after
But the
all.
trial is so super fun.
Seriously? That's not true! Let's assume Hiyoko is the killer.
I feel people get more
Doesn't that
into
mean
it
she's also
when
the
they
one who dragged the body?
actually see the story.
If she handled the body that bloody,
You do.
I think her clothes
You
or
gave me
skin
that
would
the
have
other
been
day,
stained with
mate.
blood.
Huh? But when I saw her, she was
Like Kingdom Hearts. Nothing like Kingdom Hearts.
clean.
See? I told you I wasn't the killer! Yay! With this, my innocence has been proven!
I won't let you look down on me. We haven't decided that yet.
Hey, Fuyuhiko. Why do you keep insisting that Hiyoko is the killer?
I don't think anyone understands
I'm
Kingdom
telling
Hearts
you,
story.
she's the killer. That little bitch is definitely
You can't
the
understand
killer.
Kingdom Hearts story. Even the people who made it don't understand story. I can't remember how to do this. Where's the shower room?
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of.
If Hiyoko moved the body,
What am I doing?
then she should be covered in blood.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the... After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower.
Allow me to cut through those words. Now, washing it off in the shower is impossible, because the shower in the beach house was out of order.
Out of order?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
Then maybe she took her clothes off to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on.
She can't tie her kimono.
Are you saying I did something that perverted?
Hiyoko took her clothes off before committing murder. No, that should be impossible. Because she can't get dressed or undressed. She can't get dressed.
I see.
Listen to me, Fuyuhiko. Hiyoko mentioned this before.
Don't trust anyone that says they understand Kingdom Hearts, because they're wrong. I know, I've played every game. I can't help it. I can't tie my kimono sash by myself. Oh no, poor
Which means
Hiyoko.
Hiyoko can't change by herself. It's impossible for her to put on and take off her clothes.
What?
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
Hey, Chris.
I didn't smell. It only smelled a little. Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first place? Yes, if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have kept
They
quiet.
changed the story of
Damn
Kingdom
right.
Hearts so
I'm
much
such a
between
stickler for
games.
the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me.
There just is no story
If she
to Kingdom
didn't change her
Hearts.
clothes, then what did Hiyoko do
I need
with
to
the
put
blood
Molly's
that got
photo
on her?
somewhere. Where am I gonna put best girl's photo?
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiru's body.
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious?
There's no one covered in blood, dumbass. No murder is
So,
the rules. Is the only rule is to murder people in this game. Have a Diplo chest.
Didn't I tell you that was because I got
Sounds
beat up by
hurt.
Coach Nekomaru?
I can attest to that. If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down.
Got rough.
Me of all people. You got some nerve. All right, I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your life. That actually sounds pretty cool.
Who's the coach?
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay that I'm not the killer?
Yeah, seems like
If
it.
you were nicer, no one would
See,
think you were the killer in
I
the
already
first place,
told you.
dipshit.
There's no way I'd kill Mahiru.
Got kabash.
Because Mahiru taught me how to wear a
Done.
kimono, and she was very, very kind. There's no way I would kill a nice person like her. Why wouldn't you believe me earlier? You guys are stupid. Stupid,
Nice,
stupid,
Aqua, nice.
stupid. Hyoko, please don't cry. Everything is fine now, right? Shut the
No.
hell up, pig barf. I hope you get a hangnail and die. And I'm sorry for being pig barf.
More importantly, Fuyuhiko's behaviour earlier was definitely strange. Getting so worked up and accusing Hyoko of being suspicious. Could be he doesn't actually have something else in mind. What?
Do a meeting tomorrow.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hyoko.
Thank you.
Now that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
Huh?
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
Like I said, it was a trap.
Yeah, I got that already. So, can you give us the details about that trap?
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
There was a tarp.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh? Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me. She asked if we could meet up later.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier?
Yeah, bitch, someone died. Kiahaha, she never talked to me at all. Man, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Damn it! So that was a lie?
'Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
You always have to say something snide.
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but... Around noon, there was a letter inside my
There was
mailbox.
a guy who looked like a girl.
A letter? Yeah, this one.
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I'll put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same, at 2 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret until then. Let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Mahiro Koizumi.
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
Right, the letter that Hyoko had, doesn't it clearly contradict the other bit? Which is... that one.
I can prove it with this.
Have this!
Doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had?
Yeah, it's the same other than they want to meet at 2:30.
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hyoko's letter...
What? meeting times are off.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it, but for both letters to say the same thing?
Hiyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think? Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
Mum. Wait a minute. It's safe to say a letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge?
I see.
How much was that pizza?
The killer must have forged both
If I give
letters.
you my card, can you get me 2 of them tomorrow?
The killer forged them so they could
Were they the same
manipulate their
flavor, are they?
actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
Do they have different flavors?
That seems very
I
likely.
have 2 of them.
In fact,
Yeah.
if you compare both letters, confirmed.
Even if they're not on
Just
offer,
as
can
I
you get
assumed,
me...
the handwriting is the same.
If they're
content of the
like
letters matches
£3
too.
to £4, get me 2. If they're like over £4, get me 1.
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't
Oh, yeah, that's
find
fine.
you, so I
Gotta
put
be
this
two
in your
still.
mailbox. This part, it seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part, let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while.
Hell yeah, pizza. I had pizza for tea, Akbar.
Both of those letters!
In doing so, they were able to control Hiyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
So they completely
Netherworld
tricked me.
puppeteer.
And then Mahiru's killer. How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times. But the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all. It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
No, what it is it's not that. It's I think it's Chicago Town Pizza. I think she said they're on offer at my mum's place for £2. They're tiger bread bases, and I love tiger. Like, I've got a loaf of tiger bread that I bought yesterday when I went to the store. Love tiger bread, and they're really, really nice. But they're usually about $2.99. My mum said. So I'm gonna get a couple so that I can stick them in the thing in my fridge. But like between a normal frozen pizza is always going to be between like £1 and £3 usually. They're not usually more than £3. Like the fancy ones can get to £4. And then I get a chiller one from in the fridge aisle, which is like this big. It's an actual square as well. I'm not just doing that, like, it's not a circle, it's a square or a rectangle about like that big, that wide. That's a £5, but that uses, what's the cheese that it uses? It uses a fancy cheese, and it's got, like, really expensive ham and mushrooms on it. Not expensive mushrooms, they're just mushrooms. But that's like £5.20 at the co-op, and I get that like once a month. Because it's nice. The only problem is because it's a square, I feel. It doesn't tend to, because I usually have a pizza tray to cook my pizza in so the heat can get to the bottom properly. But because they're like in a square tray, so I've just got to put them in a baking tray, the bottom doesn't really get cooked as well as a circular one does, because I have a proper pizza baking tray for circle pizzas. They're like $4 to $7. Jeez! If you get them from a pizza place, they're always expensive. My favourite pizza, I need to go to, because when I went to Asda the other day, I went for my sister's birthday and we were having takeaway, so there was no point getting any food up there, because like I'd have to stick it in her fridge and then bring it home, so it's just like, there's no point to any of that. But Asda do fresh made pizzas. Like you can even, like, they have like the whole, like it's a you can make your pizza at the thing, but they'll have them freshly made, and they have really lovely barbecue chicken one. They have a really nice, like, that's when I started liking pineapple on pizzas. I had one of theirs, and they use proper fresh pineapple and really chunky ham. But they have some really nice ones. I just looked at them when I went up to Asda the other day, and it was like, I wish Asda was closer to me, because I could just live on their fucking pizzas. I think, for like a personal pizza, which is, I don't know how many inches it is, but it's like about that. Like that. I think that can be like about £3. Like the big ones can be up to 8, I think. But they're, the other pizza could get up to £12. Come on, phone. Oh, wait a minute, you're on the internet, that's why. For a 13-inch pizza at Domino's, it's £16.99 just for an original tomato one. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see my camera at the minute on screen. But yeah, so for a plain cheese and tomato pizza, just a 13-inch pizza, it's $16.99. So our takeaways are extremely expensive here. For like a non-branded one then, though, like they can be about 12 quid, I think. But then they don't tend to use proper cheese. They tend to use like cheap cheese, and it kind of tastes very plasticky and greasy instead. So you're better off, like, for us, like a Domino's or a Papa John's or a Pizza Hut, if you've still got a Pizza Hut around you, that is, they tend to be like a treat, not something you get very often, or else you just get a really small one. We have a lot of deals, though. We have a lot of really good deals at all of those places that make it worth it. So I don't tend to spend more than like £30, and that's with a bunch of sides and a drink as well, because they do lots of really decent deals. Yeah, that's why I tend to go for the kebab that I do when I get a takeaway, is because I feel like I get a lot of food for the money I'm spending, compared to like a pizza where you're spending the majority of your money on the pizza, and then you don't feel like you actually got like £30 to £40 worth of food. And the only time I ever go over £30 buying pizza is when I'm buying it for a lot of people as well. Because obviously I have times when I buy stuff for my sister and my mum, my nieces, and my cousin and stuff. And then there's a lot of mouths to feed, so you end up buying a lot. But, yeah. Takeaway is just expensive. Where I am, especially. Like, it's not even Plymouth, where I am. Like, I went to Aaron, because Aaron lives in town. A lot of his he had a lot of different things, because he lives so close to the city centre. Whereas out here, there's nowhere really near us. And like some of the best places to actually order from here don't do delivery, so you can't go to them. And that's why they're cheap, because they don't have a delivery driver, so you just walk to them.
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
Yeah, they do that.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
I fell asleep. Why'd you fall asleep? It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
Medicine?
Hey, Sean.
That medicine, could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore? I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
I'm sorry. When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw my hero's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic.
I was scared. It was was really, really scared.
Do you think it's me, Can?
Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start. And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the killer. That's horrible! I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer!
Hiyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
So usually this is hard evidence.
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together. The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope. Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Seriously, which side are you on?
Side
I'm
of
on the
hope.
side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray, and you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying.
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Indeed.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
This guy is weird.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hiyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep, yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork. Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
Oh.
Hey. Hey. Whoa. He's sleeping.
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
The bitter truth, that may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. That's because everyone lurks and only like posts a little bit until Sean's around. Then everyone wants to talk to Sean. That's why he's my head mod.
Well now.
Now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now. Huh? You're gonna spoil who the killer is? Pwahaha, if I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be in shock. They'll all feel despair. You can't. That's seriously a big no-no. But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So, without further ado, the answer is... Kiahaha, you can't. No, Kia, you can. Everyone, please close your ears. Eyes and cover your ears,
say
even.
Nanu in German when you're surprised.
I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me. I annoy the fuck out of you, C.
throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room. Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! Oh, I can't do anything! How annoying! But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose
And you're a
yourselves.
punk.
And don't forget to save regularly.
You're a punk, Fishy.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue. Do you mean the letter? No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
Just as she
The
thought.
killer planted evidence while Hyoko was there. She would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
Candy can be a clue, yeah, dumbass. We were trying to use it as evidence against Hyoko like
I
2
even
seconds
glanced
ago.
inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there.
True, very
Does that mean the killer
true.
came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
She's right, this might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think! If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, I hate the fucking logic drive. This one must be the easy one though. I don't think we did it in the first. We haven't had a hangman's gambit yet. Question one. I missed that one. When did the killer leave the beach house? After? After. Boo, boo, boo. Blip, done. We did it.
It's all coming together.
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing.
I can imagine just standing there, just
Didn't I
glaring.
just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
Shut up, bitch.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hyoko.
What are you saying? Stuff stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good!
I really don't want that to happen to me. I need answers by any means. The place where the killer was hiding, the place where Hiyoko hasn't looked is... in the closet. They were in the closet.
The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
If the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance... I'm not sure Moobot works the same as Nightbot, Akbar. Try logging into, Moobot. Like, outside of Twitch. And see if you can just access it from there. I can add Nightbot as well if you want Nightbot as well. But yeah, I think Moobot, you have to do it from the actual page. If not, just message Gracie. Gracie will tell you. We could not hate each other. Akbar and Punky have a thing. I can only think of one place that's the right place where the killer was hiding in the closet. He was hiding up here. Woo! In there.
Here! What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty
There's
messy,
plenty of room.
don't you think?
The funny thing is, when we found the closet in the like actual
surfboards were
investigation, it was like,
stacked on the top
there's only room for one
And
person in this
surfboards
closet. I was
weren't
like,
even in
have
the
you
case.
seen this closet? I could get like 20 people in that closet.
Probably did
Especially
that on
scrawny
purpose to secure a hiding
teenagers.
Because we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
I should turn off my sound on my phone.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
It's big enough to be a bedroom. It's probably bigger than my bedroom.
In for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
Saying whatever you want, even if you didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya!
Oh, stop trying to punch people.
Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
A lot of things in the
I believe
investigation
Prince
never make
Shotoku was
sense.
from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time.
It makes sense if you
As I
don't think
recall,
about it.
The body
True.
discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right? Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very
Oh yeah, Akane
articulate.
just wants to punch the... Akane's a pain in the fucking ass.
Jeez!
I don't like
Pretty
her
annoying
character
for
at
noticing
all.
something like that. I know it sounds like an excuse, But the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be
And the funny
used
thing
for
is, she's a
deduction.
professional gymnast, not a
It's
fighter.
intended to create
I still
a
can't
fair
get
trial.
why a
It's
gymnast
supposed
wants
to
to
let
fight
everyone know
everyone.
a body has been found.
Akane is boob lady, yeah.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for
She's
deduction?
fucking beautiful. Look
I
at her.
understand your excuse, but depending
Oh yeah,
on who
I was gonna
actually
also,
found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Oh, you want to look like her, not at her.
Flexibility,
Fair, fair. You know I watch way too much Jeff to be able to read a
3
chat.
people, including the killer or not.
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying
If it's a
evidence.
self-report though.
However,
They are sus,
before
all of
we
them.
proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be alright. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Sorry, I just get shower room. Wow.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
Right.
They didn't have to use the shower. Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body. If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
If I use a person's opinion, I might be able to break through the contradiction.
What
Yeah, I
did the
know.
killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
No, that's wrong!
If they just
I
needed
feel
to
bad
wash
because I
off the
can't
blood,
really
they didn't
interact
necessarily
with your
have to
guesses
use
because
the
I know
shower.
what happens.
They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Something other than a shower that was impossible.
I see!
Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it. In theory, that's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will
Try.
understand
Try.
that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used. It's true they were in the beach house refrigerator. However, try think one bottled drink. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Fuck you, in other words.
Oh, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Huh? You should have said so sooner.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
You've realized who the killer is.
Whoever Buki.
See? Just as I thought.
I believe you're going to find out who the killer is now.
Hold on.
Right now.
You know who
right
the
at this
killer is?
second.
Is that true?
Let me ask. Who might that be?
Who might that be? If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that spattered onto them, that killer, the hero's killer, must be that person. Go on, who do you think is going to be? Anyone want to make a guess? I'm not going to pick wrong, I know who it is. Urgh. The cast of guilt. I'm always with a Buki. Boop, 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 boop. How do you not remember this, Sean? I don't remember everyone's name. Well, it's her. It's Pico.
You're the only one!
Sean, this is like...
Peko. Is it you?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your parents...
I know, I thought it was a later one as well. When I saw the computer cabinet, I was like, oh, it's this fucking case. I was like, this is why we're not friends with Mahiro, though. Hajime and Kazuki, why are you two here? Why aren't you breathing why aren't... What? Ah! I just did a little swimming. This is gonna go well.
They really did wash the blood off with water bottles. They'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something!
I know, it's sad, isn't
Hold
it?
on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite
Do you
direction
realise,
of the beach
Sean,
house.
that this means I'm gonna have to play Chapter 1
That's strange.
3
Didn't
times.
you just say this earlier?
3 entire times. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
You told me you didn't
No,
see anyone.
4 times!
Don't try to tell me
I'm gonna
you
have to
forgot
play
about
chapter 1 4 times. Because I'm gonna have to befriend Teru,
Not so fast.
Mahiru,
It's too soon to
Peko,
decide she's a
and
killer.
Byakura.
We haven't established how
Actually, you
the
might
killer
not
was
be able to
to leave
befriend
the beach
Byakura. I
house.
can't remember if you can or not.
Now that you mention it,
But to befriend them all, you're gonna have to play the first
roadside door
one
was
like a
blocked.
bunch of
And if
times.
it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko?
I will be at some
You're not
point.
the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
we might have an answer.
See you in a bit,
Do
Sean.
you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Echo is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged.
Who's my
method of
favourite killer in
escaping the
this
beach
one,
house.
or who's my favourite character in the first one?
Let's establish how the killer
Or the
escaped.
third one? I've played all 3. I have a favourite character in all of them. The killer's escape route, I might know what it was. In fact, the only possible thing I can think of is that opening.
I see. If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other
Because
thing
my
I can think
favourite
of is...
in this game, it's still gonna
nothing
be
really. Except
a
that
toss-up
small
between
window in the
Gundam
shower
and
room.
Soda. Because I just think they're
Don't you know how high
hilarious.
that window is?
I like
There's
how
no way
unique
Peko could have
Gundam
reached it.
is. And his voice actor.
For instance, she got help from someone.
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have
But
been
I
left behind.
have grown to love Peko and Fuyuhiko a
Is
lot.
it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
Definitely
And
not
what
stream
happened to the
slotting.
rope after
You
they used
can't stream slot in a
Don't
minute,
say something
Akbar. We're going to be
stupid like
doing a
you threw it
podcast
outside.
together.
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
But I think, overall, Hero was my favourite character. Living was not allowed. Let's coexist with the sign's bountiful nature and mutual prosperity.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just had to
Yeah.
use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were
I'm a
saying
bit
they
of
could
a...
dispose of an object. I see.
I'm a fan of stupid characters, and I just found him hilarious and quite sweet. I did have a like, last
Pekka was
chocolate
wearing
in
a
there.
swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say
Hell
she
yeah,
went
you
in her
VOP.
special
After
place,
yesterday,
I'll
when you
stab
shut
in the
Jeff up for me, you deserve it. You little fucking
Please
bitch.
don't be violent.
Calling me out for losing my game. Even if the killer used an object to escape out the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out the window. How am I found it? Oh fuck. I don't need that anymore. Oh god, I could have kept that. I didn't see that was an R coming on the screen.
I got it!
It wasn't perfect how it started and how it
You
ended.
carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly,
I was surprised he
you had it
remembered me saying I forgot I lost my game. When he started getting, oh, Miss Anna who's lost her game, I was like, how does he remember that I lost my game? Hey, honey. How's it going? We need to finish this now.
Are you saying she used
Nearly
that bamboo sword to
podcast
escape
time.
through the window?
yeah. Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily! Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room.
Never really
and
said
she
where
wouldn't
it's
have
meant to
been
be, I
able
don't think.
recover it, dumbass.
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Hihiko, why? Why are you?
Got proof, you bastard?
Oh, I hate this.
That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard?
I'm just happy this is like the easy. No! 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 No!
Don't fuck with me!
Don't do this to me!
Got
I'm not
proof, you
very
bastard?
good!
That's obviously impossible! Bastard! Got proof, you bastard? I'll sell your fucking organs! You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
This is the end! If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword back. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword back to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman.
Nice.
Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan. No, you just back off!
Is it true?
You're just making assumptions.
Soup guy is sus.
You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof. Got it, you bastard?
After it's finished, I'll talk a little bit about these two characters and like... Because obviously we're not playing on with this game because I've already done it and all that. But I'll explain it at the end because I think no one here that's gonna watch my VODs and stuff. She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's my hero's killer, right? But is that right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Pico's just admitted it so freely.
Flowers, the cherry blossom.
Oh, you'll get an explanation to the murder now. But I'll explain like the characters and stuff in a minute. Don't worry.
If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's
Like I
about
said,
Pico's
like
motive.
some of the wait a minute, let me pause this. Some of the chapters you can play without needing to know what happened before or after, because the investigations and the stories are kind of like, whilst there's a big mystery, they tend to be kind of singular and in their own chapters, and you can watch it without getting too confused, because the actual mystery of it doesn't really affect the actual murder case and stuff. But without watching it like from chapter to chapter to chapter, it can seem not as good a game as it actually is. It's actually a super good game, as I've said before, and the story builds up from the beginning to the end. It's a very good mystery in general. It's a good murder mystery. It's very samey. It's very formulaic, but it's really good, and every chapter builds on all the characters. So, not watching it from the beginning, not being able to watch anything after it, you're not gonna get, like, the general actual essence of any of these characters. And it might come across as being more silly than it's meant to and stuff like that. But that's because, like, it starts off and it goes along and it's very, very interesting as a story all the way along. But if you take it out of context, it's just very Japanese, very visual novel, very silly stuff going on. So what's like there are silly stuff, like Nekomaru all the way through goes on about wanting to do poos and stuff like that. His character is one of the best characters, and a lot of what happens with his character is very sad as well. And it's the same in the first game, like, it always tries, it might not do it very well, but it always tries to give you a twist and make you sad and make you feel what the characters are meant to feel, and it does a good job of it when you follow the story. When you're not following the story, like, you've missed what happened to them at the beginning, you've missed seeing how they've reacted to things, you've missed the first murder case. So, like, it's a really good series, a really, really good series. But when you take it out of context with one chapter, and I'm sorry I had to do it now, I've been putting it off for so long, and my viewing audience from when I first played this to now is so different that none of you know this game at all, really. And taking it out of context of the rest of the game isn't the best way to do it, but I just needed it done. I just needed it done. It's definitely something you want to try. I would say it's a long game to play, Fictional. A very long game to play. But it's worth it. It's really worth it. You take that break, Punky. You deserve it. If she likes story-driven games and anime, she'll like this. She really will. Trust me. It's very, very story-heavy. Oh, it's like the... Honestly, I've played this game before, as I said. I played this game before, and it wasn't until I played it with other people that I started looking at the characters in a different way as well. Like, because everyone's got their own different favourite character, everyone sees them in a different way. So it's been a really good experience, not just to, like, play it originally when I did on my streams, and like get all the fans who came in and started talking to me about it. Like yesterday you had like Raz in here talking about the characters he likes. We had someone come in just a minute ago who was surprised that my favourite character is Hero. None of you know who he is, but he's my favourite character. He's no one else's favourite character. No one else likes him. But, like, I'm a big fan of Byakuya, who is another character you don't know. But a lot of people don't like him as well, but I see his character in a very different light from other people. And it's even more interesting when you playing a chapter completely out of context to people who don't know the game, and seeing how they react to characters that not only do I know from beforehand when, like, they were being introduced, but I know the whole story. I know everything that happens to them, you know? And it's very interesting to see how people are like, I don't like this person, that person seems sus, and you're like, that person's just an idiot, or you don't even understand the lengths this character goes to. Yeah, it really is a good get. And like, as I said, other than this chapter, obviously this chapter is spoiled for you, it doesn't spoil any of the rest of the game. The only way you could ever spoil the game is playing the final chapter. And if I had to do the final one again, and a lot of you were in here, I'd say I would have told you not to watch the game, because it would have spoiled it for you. Because, like, they're big twists, and they're big, like, oh my god moments right at the end of every game. So you'd never want to watch the final one, especially if you're going to play it. And I'm going to say this, even though I love having you here, but if you want to play the games and you like the mystery to be your own thing, when I play V3, don't watch me play V3, because not only will it kind of spoil the story for this one in number 1, it will obviously just spoil the story for V3 for you. And V3 is really something you have to watch and make your own opinion of, because V3 is very... It split the community. It really split the community, V3. I liked V3. I liked the ending. Mainly because I'm an optimist, and I think it gave the series new life if they wanted to carry on with the series. I can't remember. I've got a terrible memory as well, Chris. I can't remember if they said they're going to make another one or not. But V3 kind of refreshed everything, gave it a different look, gave it a different direction, but it split the community so much. It's a Marmite ending. People either loved it or hated it. There's not really an in-between of whether you loved it or hate it. So if you want to play the games and you don't want to be spoiled, as much as I love having you in my streams, Fictional, if you want to play them, when I play V3, don't watch V3. Don't come and watch it. If you don't mind being spoiled for the story, then watch it, obviously. But it's going to be one of those things. It spoils the first game, it spoils the second game a little bit, and it will spoil you playing it yourself. Especially because I've played it before, and you'll get people who played it before coming into the stream, and there'll be a lot of discussions about the stuff. And it'll give you an opinion on the ending that isn't your own before you've played it all yourself. I like you more than being surprised. That's fair. It's going to be fun playing V3. It's going to be really fun playing V3. And I'm going to enjoy playing V3. Because, like, I enjoyed yesterday watching you all react to this one. And as I said, you are all out of, like, sync with what's going on in the game. So it was very hard for you to all pick up the beginning bit. Because the beginning bit was obviously all the stuff that's got to do with all the more important things. You know? And then you're not going to get any, like, you've not had anything from the beginning, you're not going to get anything next, so it's very difficult to, like, really indulge yourself in the story of the chapter when you have no context to it. But V3 is going to be so fun to play. I'm so sad that a bunch of you weren't here for the playthroughs originally, because they're such fun games to play with people. And especially, like, Sean. Sean would never play a game like this, ever. Not because he doesn't like them or anything, but they're long-winded, and they're not the kind of game he'd find interesting to play. But Sean loved finding out about the story and learning about the characters, and it was so interesting watching Sean learn about it in stream. And it's going to be so much fun having you guys here to do that with V3. Especially because V3 is a fucking trip. V3 is... I love V3. I think this one's my favourite game. But it also helps that the anime for this game was really good as well. Unlike the first game, the anime for this game isn't anything to do with the game. It's to do with, like, before the game. So the anime for this one is really good, and it just cemented this as my favourite thing in Danganronpa. But V3 comes in close as a second, because it is so fun. It really is.
Motive?
And as I said, I'll talk about Pico
no
and
connection to
Fear
the
Hero
events
and
depicted
things
in
like that at
Twilight
the end
Syndrome
of
murder
this as
case,
well.
right?
So people understand. Because they're really good characters.
Why did you kill Mahiru?
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
Huh?
Justice?
Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this world. I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges.
No, there's only one
There
ending.
is only one
They only
reason
have
I
one
kill.
ending.
For the sake of protecting justice.
You... What are you saying?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon, the protective father and the smiling mother.
Hello! Earth to Pecco!
If justice
Earth to
ever
Pecco!
disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that.
It's fine, just
There are
stop
no
it.
choices. If you get
Justice
something
must
wrong
always
in
be
a
there to guide us, to shine
trial,
bright
you
above
die.
our heads.
there's no
telling you
different
to stop
choices.
So I must fight.
She
I
sounds
must
with
continue
child
to
so could
fight
have
to
been
protect
pedophilia.
justice.
This is... Could she be...
As the light of justice shines upon my mask,
As I said yesterday, it's very
I expose the hearts of malevolent evil.
Ace Attorney in the trials and stuff. Yeah,
Justice
Phoenix Wright.
complete. The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice. Now then, let's execute justice.
What? What the fuck?
Pecco, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
What's going on? What's this? Chill.
Pecco! Finally snapped!
Oh, she's a loony.
Everyone,
There is a
be
character in the
careful.
first game you would love. You will
Sparkling
love
Justice
her.
is a serial killer
Because
who
I
claims to
might
be an ally
play
of
them
justice.
again in a while to just do
Clad in her
achievements and
various
stuff.
hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals.
As I said to Sean, most of
She's
them is just
supposed to
befriending
be-
people.
But... Huh?
An ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask.
This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the same.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
What? What the heck is this? Pekka was the killer. Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events. Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping.
Ibuki is one of the characters that I feel was done wrong in this game, to be honest. You don't really get a big Ibuki thing, but I have also not befriended Ibuki yet, so I haven't seen her friendship stuff.
Huh? Sleep talking?
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow. Evil must be eliminated immediately. No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Then the reason you killed Mahiru was...
protect justice, of course. In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword. And executed justice.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
She's so gross!
Peko, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
He's right, this is where we need to end this. The killer in the end, it's no mistake that is Pico along.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
Finish the thought. Right, what have I got? Tyler Bamber's a sword, CMC Open made a promise. The first one to arrive at the beach house. Next one to arrive. The kid. Where should I hide? Beep, beep, beep. So, do you usually have, like, fake ones in here as well? But I've got a perk that allows me to take away the fake ones. So these are all real. Next one to arrive in the beach house. Okay.
Here's everything that happened.
And now I'll tell you the story of the murder.
The incident
The
began
murder.
this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hyoko. Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions.
Akbar, if you're listening, do you want to message Cherry quickly and find out when
item
she's
was
going to
the
be
letters.
free?
They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said. And was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon. The metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened.
I think they might explain it in a second, but I think it's because they thought Hiyoko was part of it too.
With water bottles instead.
Like, I think in their opinion, all the girls were guilty.
They had no choice but to dispose of the empty
because they should have, they should have all informed the police of the body being found and stuff. I think. I think. Because she's a loony.
After the killer washed off the blood, they hid.
Wait, Fictional, was it you that hated George in Broken Sword?
The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand.
I was saying, I think I said it at the beginning of this stream, or I said it yesterday. After playing this, I really want to play V3 now. Like, I know I turned around and I was like, I'm going to do it in like January probably, but I really want to play V3 now. I'm going to love watching you watch me play V3. I'm going to love it. I love your reaction to characters. There are so many weird ones in V3. I'm just going to love watching you sit there like, kill them all! Why aren't they all dead?
Hiyoko fled from the beach house.
Yeah, no, I can't remember if they even explain it, to be honest.
Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her.
No, actually, I think it's more of a,
After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case.
I think it's more...
And placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko.
You'll find out in a minute. There's a big part of her story that comes up now, which is also a giant part of Fuyuhiko's story as well.
Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route. The small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used
the sword.
The bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
Peko Pekoyama. Aqua Pico.
I see. And what of it?
She's like totally cool with it.
I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice.
Because our parents called him Peko Peko.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
There's no way you can kill me. Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand?
I don't get it.
Weird Yakuza people, yeah.
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on. In order to keep justice, to keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice. If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world? Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice. Hurry and carry on justice.
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed!
For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable.
A few sacrifices? That's...
Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her.
However, before we do that...
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
He finally woke up.
I've heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares? Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Yeah, I was just blowing my nose.
Such heart-pounding excitement!
I didn't want to do it on camera, and there's no easy way for me to, like, move. Monokuma, best character always. He is our boy, isn't he, Monokuma? I still need to get a Monokuma plush to sit somewhere.
Pardon me, can we please have a little more time? Pardon me, can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
Huh?
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
That is true. However...
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Peko is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
That makes her an enthusiast!
Huh. When
Honestly,
Ibuki is right,
that's strange to
you're an
me, too.
idiot.
I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about Sparkling Justice and Pecco, right?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonia described Sparkling Justice like this.
Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice! The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky! That
I
would be
do!
me.
I do!
Sparkling Justice!
I like all the thickos! Well, what the heck was that? That is Sparkling Justice's catchphrase. Unknown serial killer has a catchphrase. I read it in a magazine in the library. There's only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it. I see, so that's what it was. I think I've got the difference between a serial killer and Pecco.
I see! That's right. According to what Sonia said,
Yeah, I hope you get through it alright, Punky.
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
if she had to translate it, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
Spanish.
From Spain?
What?
All this time I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about the serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers from the same country. But that wasn't the case. If so...
Pecco, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Sonia is, European, by the way. She's meant to be a princess from
What?
Europe.
You insist
Who did I say?
Sparkling Justice.
Sonia.
Can you try
Yeah,
saying
Sonia.
that catchphrase in Spanish?
Would you be able to do that?
She's a loony!
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off.
You got this, Punky. You got
However,
this.
that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary. And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it. My duty has already been finished. My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
Uh-huh? Looks like she's back to normal?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose? Too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Hey, be clearer! We're asking you what your purpose was.
I have no purpose. I am just a mere
Oops.
tool.
Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Of course. A tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I mean, besides Pecco and Hiyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to
Fuck
remember it.
you, Ricky. Proof that there was more than one person that seen the crime.
I see!
Are you talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not? Geez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Pecco, is not one of those 3. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us one person short.
So that means there was one more person in the beach house.
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules. That's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
No, that's not it.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
I went the wrong way.
You're the only one! Is it Fuyuhiko?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no reason to believe it's even true. Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
No, the events that occurred in the game shouldn't definitely occurred in real life. There's overwhelming proof of that too. That one.
I can prove it with this.
Could we just like Peko?
I didn't think it was necessary to confirm
It's
it
sweet. It's sweet.
Murder, but
kind of. In the messed up way that this game is, it's sweet.
There's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. The photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots. They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you? You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right? Because whoever beat the game first...
Everything in this game's go on for so long. They just go on and 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 on. Hey, what's that envelope? What's inside? Just shut up. What makes you think you have the right to question me?
It was the envelope, right? The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it.
It did get longer every trial.
Even so,
it gets longer every game as well.
That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Hey! Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? 'Cause Peko is the killer, right? But we already voted.
That's why I told you. You're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool. I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill. Not even the will to kill. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
It means I'm not the killer. The true killer, who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi, was Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
What?
What the hell?
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
No, I have no aim. But my young master does. My young master planned this from the start.
Young master?
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
That's a problem. If Peko's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect.
In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Just... me?
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
How would Peko be a tool in the first place? Peko Hiko is a legitimate human being!
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma. The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
Look at that! How did I only get 98 and 99 points? What? Excuse me? I have a feeling that might have been because I was piss-assing around and lost a lot of time. I don't know what that one was for. That might have been when I was just fucking around and didn't actually pick a character right away. Oh, that would have been the confession thing. When I was like, I'm not very good at the timing the beats and stuff. That might have been number 11.
I'm in a bind. And what a bind it is. I guess for now,
I didn't get
let's
perfect
take a
score.
quick recess.
This is
We'll
the
be
easy
right
one
back
as well.
after this commercial break.
I love Monokuma's song. Right, I'm back to having to read now. Although there are some twists and turns along the way, the one who killed Mahiro Kuizama is... Oh, hold on a sec. Okay, I'll wait. So sorry, I'm just hesitating. There's no need to hesitate. No matter how you look at it, Pekko's the killer. Why?
Hey,
Well, why? Well, that's obvious. You're not a tool. You're a friggin' human being.
Well,
If I'm a human, then I'm not a tool. If that's what you're saying, you're wrong.
you just don't
Because
know.
you just don't know. You just don't know that there are people who only exist to be tools. People such as myself only exist to be tools.
Hey,
What does this mean? What does she mean for you, Hiko? Pekko and I grew up together. Are you two childhood friends then?
No.
No, it's completely different than that. Right after I was born and abandoned by my parents, the Kazuri clan took me in.
nothing but
They
a
gave me a
tool.
reason to exist. I'm to fulfill my duty as my young master's property.
What?
Property, you say? It means she's a hitman arranged by my clan to work directly under me.
If my young master is attacked, I must defend him as his shield. If he intends to kill, I must be his sword. That is my only reason for living. Before I am human, I am my young master's tool, first and foremost. Until this body of mine can no longer move, I shall fulfill my duty until the very end.
That is...
But that is, you are wrong. You are not a tool, Pekko. Because if you are a tool, then what was all that time we spent together?
Nothing.
I was ordered by my young master to behave, just as I was ordered to interact with you all. What? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. Right after we arrived on this island, that is what my young master ordered me to do. That is why you were hiding your relationship, you mean?
No.
It's not as if that started the moment we arrived on this island. Before that, my young master has always told me to hide our relationship. My young master loathes relying on his household's power. He even hates me, the tool given to him by his household.
I am
No
nothing
matter
but a
what I am
tool.
told, I am nothing but a tool for killing. If my young master intends to kill, it is only natural for me to act as his tool. Then the one who tried to kill my hero wasn't you, it was Fuyuhiko?
Damn it.
It is what it is. When I thought I beat that game, I was suddenly given those photographs.
Damn it.
Damn it, I don't understand. Why is my sister in these photos?
fuck with
And
me.
she's covered in blood. What does it mean? Why can't I remember? How come I don't even know if my sister is dead? You tried to confirm it with Mahiru, and that's why you wanted to talk to her. Yeah, I sent her the photo because I wanted to make sure she'd respond, but she never replied back to me. Not only that, she started avoiding me too. I'm pretty sure Mahiro was confused too. I mean, we all were. Before anyone played the game, we didn't even know this incident had happened. That's why, even if we were told that we're connected to it, there's no way we could accept it. You know, when Mahiro spoke to Ibuki, she mentioned something about this. Sorry, I actually have plans to go to the beach with everyone.
Oh my.
Wait, huh? You're not gonna go, Mahiro? If you want to talk about it there, it'll be totally fine. It's pretty important, so, you know, it would be troubling to involve the others.
Huh?
You sound pretty serious. Serious or not, I can't really do anything about it on my own, so I wanted someone to think about it with me.
But...
If I need to make amends, I would, but I don't even know how.
Are you serious?
That definitely sounds serious. I can cancel my beach plans for you. No, it's fine. It's important that everyone gets along anyway. Just tell them I'm not feeling well. Plus, it doesn't have to be today. There's always tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. She wanted to discuss how to make amends, but Hiyoko was the only one who accepted her invitation. I should have gone too, but it was rather convenient for you, wasn't it, Fuyuhiko? If you could make use of their plan to meet each other alone, you could easily lure Mahiro into a trap, right?
Hey.
By calling both of them to the beach house, you were able to pin the blame on Hiyoko.
What the?
Seriously, what the heck? An eye for an eye, that's the world I live in. My little sister was murdered. If the reason that happened was because of some person here, I have no choice but to kill that person on my sister's behalf, right?
And so?
And so, my young master thought of a plan and executed it. I wanted to use a bat as the murder weapon because in the game, that's what was used to kill Girl E. For revenge, clubbing that person to death the same way my sister was killed just seemed to make sense. Even if it ruined my disguise, it was the only thing I could do to avenge my sister.
So
that is why you killed Mahiro with the bat. But still, I believed her up until the very last minute that the game was just a work of fiction. But even so, that bitch...
Hey.
Hey, if that game is actually real, are you the one who killed Girl E?
Why,
Hey,
you...
I don't want to hear about that.
But...
The fact that your sister was killed is terrible. It's unfortunate, but...
Why?
You shouldn't have killed that girl.
Shut the hell
Who
up!
cares about that? Just answer me. What do you know about that game?
What are you saying?
You had no right to do that. Nobody has the right to judge others for their crimes. Revenge is just wrong.
Jeez.
Want me to be honest? This whole time I was acting like a coward. Even after I called over Mahiro, I was still trying to find an excuse to not go through with the plan. But after she said that to me, that all went out of the window. I got really pissed off and grabbed the metal bat that I had hid under the bench. But at that moment, young master called for me and made me kill Mahiro. Huh?
Young master, I am finished.
What?
Are you saying that you killed because you were ordered to? A tool is not defined by its will, but by its actions. I don't get this at all.
Of course!
Well, of course you don't understand, because humans are completely different from one another. Everyone's birthplace and upbringing is different. It's obviously impossible for them to understand each other. So everyone just pretends to understand and pretends to be understood.
Be quiet.
Hey, you're too annoying. Can you just be quiet?
Yes, indeed!
Okie dokie, I'll be quiet. Afterward, just as my young master planned, I proceeded to tamper with the scene of the crime. However, I also considered the possibility of being found out. So in order to get you guys to make the wrong choice, I decided to make use of that serial killer story.
It cannot be.
You insisted that you were sparkling justice in order to make us hasten our votes. So we fell for it. We fell for her trick all along. That's right, you guys have made the wrong decision. You voted me, a mere tool, as the killer, unaware that my young master was the true killer.
That's obviously
Hold
wrong.
on, don't act like our loss has been decided yet.
No.
No, it should be decided already. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
This is troubling.
I'll admit, all this talk about Peko being a tool sounds pretty persuasive. When you approach it from various angles, it makes sense that Fuyuhiko is actually the true killer. Hold on, I'm telling you to hold on. I see, so for Peko, Fuyuhiko himself is your true hope then. On his behalf, you killed Mahiro, and now you're trying to sacrifice us so that you can protect him.
Great.
He would only go that far because he's your one and only hope. Wrong. I have no hope. I am just a tool. Well, even if we ask her, she'll probably just play dumb anyway.
Now then.
So I'm going to ask someone else. Hey, Fuyuhiko, what do you think?
Huh?
About what?
Hey.
Is Peko just a tool to you? Using that tool, surviving by sacrifice, Peko and the rest of us. Is that your hope?
What?
Hold on. What's the use of asking something like that?
What?
Huh? You seem distressed. A mere tool doesn't panic like that, right?
Jeez.
Peko, be honest. Are you trying to protect Fuyuhiko of your own free will?
Hey.
Fuyuhiko, can you tell me the truth? The fact that she killed on your behalf, the fact that she lied to us by acting like the killer, are those all things you ordered her to do? Is that the truth?
Huh?
Fuyuhiko?
Yeah.
I know you hate our guts, but if you listen to Peko, we're all gonna die.
Young master.
You just have to tell the truth. I was only following your orders. You just have to tell them that. Fuyuhiko, you mentioned this before, but in this kind of situation, interacting with others will just shorten your lifespan. Those idiots, Byaku and Teruteru, are proof of that. Plus, it'll be frustrating to be held back by affection when it's my time to kill. You're still saying that. Of course, I'll sacrifice the lives of everyone here if it guarantees my survival. You don't really feel that way, right? You're not that kind of person, because if you were, you wouldn't be hesitating like you are right now, right? There's no need to hesitate, young master. Please just tell them the truth. Young master, you were the one who ordered me. I just did as I was told because I am a tool. Fuyuhiko, this could be considered your ultimate choice. Regardless, either way, you'll still lose Peko, but if you insist you're the killer, just as she said, you can sacrifice us and survive alone. Or would you rather reject Peko and fight alongside us against despair? Which one would be your hope? Let's hear what you have to say.
Damn it!
Young master, I am finished.
You? What the hell did you do? You already know, right? What's going to happen after you kill someone?
I did it because I know. There is no way I can let that happen to you.
Hey, Peko. Do you remember what I told you when we first arrived on this island? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. You need to run. Got it? Just let me take the fall so you can get away.
Young master, that is impossible.
Shut up! I'm ordering you not to worry about me!
There is no way I cannot worry about you. I am my young master's tool. A tool to protect my young master. Without an owner, the tool serves no purpose.
God damn it, we are done with that crap! Why won't you listen to what I'm saying?
Regardless, I will not flee. Besides, I'm fairly certain they'll discover the truth soon enough.
Then why did you...
I have a plan.
Huh?
Please do not worry. I promise I will keep my young master alive and return him safely home.
You idiot. What do you intend to do?
I intend to fulfill my duty as your tool. Now please, go! Hiyoko will be waking up soon. After you leave, I must block the door to the road with Mahiru's body. Hurry!
Damn it. You better run away. Got it? Just forget about me! Forget about the Kuzuryu clan! You better escape!
So how about it, Fuyuhiko? Please, tell me the truth.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Peko. I guess I couldn't go through with it after all.
Young master!
I'm a disgrace.
Because if that's actually what I have to do to survive, I just feel ashamed of myself. It means I can't live without depending on something. I just feel disgusted with myself. And if I admit that, it means you really are just a tool to me. How many times did I tell you I don't want a tool given to me by the Kuzuryu clan?
Young master!
Oh my, so this is how it turned out. And here I thought it'd be more brutal and heartless. It would be more brutal and heartless. Man, how disappointing. Which means everything happened thanks to meddlesome actions. There's no way a human that meddlesome could ever be considered a tool.
Hey.
Monokuma, you knew all along, didn't you? You knew about what Peko and Fuyuhiko discussed.
Jeez.
Well, it's obvious now. I mean, that's why you have surveillance cameras. You were just having fun, huh? Man, even if it was an act of desperation, Peko's claims were surprisingly interesting. You're actually the first to try to influence the outcome of the trial like that. But too bad, you're definitely the killer. Peko the tool with a heart is the killer.
Sorry.
Peko, I'm sorry I couldn't fulfill your request. Even though you did all that to provide me with a chance to survive, but I had a feeling it would turn out like this.
Huh?
Young master!
You have a kind heart despite being a Yakuza. That's why you question your position and constantly worry about it. For you to sacrifice someone else just to escape by yourself, I believed you wouldn't accept that so easily. We've been together ever since we were children. Even a tool could understand that.
What?
Then why?
Even
so, I wanted you to escape. Oh, she was going to voice act that. Hey, Garth. The bear is a dick. The bear has always been a dick. The bear will always be a dick. I wanted to protect you.
Peko.
I am terribly sorry.
I will not be able to serve by your side until the very end, young master. And I'm sorry for what I've done to you all, too. It may be a selfish request, but please forgive my young master.
And please, do not cause a senseless killing such as this ever again.
Of course. Peko. That'll do. Monokuma, why don't you start it
I will
already?
never feel
Just so
despair.
you know, I will never feel despair. As long as I am at all, I am fully prepared to die.
So cool!
But will you be able to maintain that composure until the very end? People who act as proud as you always shed tears of despair in the end. Now then, let's begin. Right, warning. If you don't like cartoony deaths of really weird natures, you might want to look away now. Because there's going to be a death.
Young Master Fuyuhiko.
Please permit me to make one final selfish request.
So,
Didn't I tell you not to call me young master?
I want you to remember.
The tall Peko Pekuyama who used to stand beside you. I would like it if you remembered that. That's it. How many times do you have to keep? I don't need any tools. You did say that. Then let's begin. The punishment time brimming with despair.
jeez.
Why don't you get it yet?
Thrills, chills, kills!
This time for the ultimate swordswoman, Peko Pekuyama.
Right.
You stayed by my side all this time. Why don't you get it?
Now then,
I prepared a
a
special-
very special punishment.
I'm talking over Monokuma. I'll get killed in a minute. I never needed a sword or a shield.
I never needed a tool. So... you didn't need to become a tool.
Let's give it everything we've got!
You just needed to be yourself. I never wanted a tool. I just wanted you. Only you.
Young Master?
Why? Why couldn't you understand? We've always been together ever since we were kids!
Let's go! It's punishment time!
Please, Peko. Don't go! I need you! Don't leave me!
Young Master? Young Master!
One woman army. This cannot be, even for Yahiko. This is bad, this shouldn't be allowed. People dying so easily, falling like dominoes. You bastard, what is this? This can't be. This is a lie, right? For heaven's sake, this is just the worst. Jeez, what a waste. This conclusion, what a waste. This is why she should have just discussed it with me. It was supposed to be a clash between two hopes, but it was crushed into something so unpalatable. You're still talking about that. The hell's wrong with you? Aren't you pissed that two of your friends got killed? I am pissed, and even feel sad and hopeless. But still,
Isn't that right?
it's gonna be alright. This despair is worthless. Even this despair, it's just a ladder to a bright shining future that awaits us. The higher the ladder, the brighter we can shine. That is the unmistakable truth. Calling me a ladder, huh? You say some pretty interesting things. Well, in a way, your misguided thoughts of what hope should be reminded me of him. I don't really understand what you're saying.
Listen carefully.
Anyway, I shall make a declaration. We will definitely destroy you. The hopes of all the ultimates here will definitely, completely, utterly destroy you. There won't even be a strand of cotton left when we're done with you. That's your future. How much longer are you planning to say such stupid things? Don't you understand? Even Fuyuhiko died, you know. Not yet. He's still alive.
What?
Everyone!
Fuyuhiko is still alive.
Serious?
Frantically, we rushed over to Fuyuhiko's side.
He's still breathing.
Is he gonna be okay? Do something! Hey! You need to save him! Hey!
I'm trying! But his blood, he won't stop bleeding out! His pulse is getting weaker!
Can't you do anything about it? God damn it!
Well, serves him right.
You're so stupid.
Were you filled with hope at the thought of saving herself? Wait, were you filled with hope at the thought of saving her yourself? That's why you ended up like that.
You stupid brother!
What? What are you so laid back about? You need to hurry up and save him. Huh? A surprise order.
What the heck?
Why do I have to burn my precious calories just to save some Yakuza scum?
That's wrong!
It's your duty to save him. Duty?
Hey!
Cause it's written in the school trip field rules. Where am I getting the word field from? If the blackened is exposed, I missed the rest of that. If only the blackened gets executed, then Fuyuhiko shouldn't be allowed to be executed. Well, if I could, I would do something about it right now. But since my magic stick was taken away, I'm practically powerless.
Hey!
But you should be able to do it. Jeez, I guess I have no choice.
Fine.
Well, there's no way I can violate a rule, even if it's me.
So,
Fine then, I'll save him. Really?
like...
I was actually going to do that all along, so I've already prepared for this. Huh? Prepared? And that's when it happened. The siren began ringing from out of nowhere, and gradually grew closer and closer.
An ambulance?
Just leave the rest to me, Dr. Killgood.
Dr. Killgood, you've already killed your patients.
We gotta get this patient to the Monokuma Hospital ER and get him under 24-hour observation stat. So, I'll see you later.
And after he said that, the ambulance containing Monokuma and Fuyuhiko vanished from our sight. Is it really going to be okay to leave this to Monokuma?
Damn it.
It can't be helped. It's not like there was any other way.
Perhaps.
He's going to be fine. He's probably going to get better and come back to us again. You're right. He's definitely going to come back and talk a lot of smack as if nothing happened. Then all we can do is wait. Why do we have to wait for him? I mean, he caused Mihiro's death, you know. However, we must put that aside since Pekka has already been punished, or else we will not be able to advance forward. There are no second chances in life. We cannot return to what has already transpired. There's no other way than to move forward, like an arrow of light piercing through the darkness. I guess things aren't as exciting if a shit stirrer like him ain't around. I didn't realise it, but I was wishing for that too. From the bottom of my heart, I really wanted him to return. I don't want anyone else to be sacrificed. And so the class trial ended, but we still can't see the real ending that we really want yet. When that finally arrives, what will have happened to us by then? No matter where I look, no matter what possibilities I look for, I can't see our future, not even a speck. As if we were in a boat, floating unreliably in a vast dark sea, we were just left there alone. Only one word could explain our situation: despair. We couldn't find a more suitable word than that.
You guys can see it, right? You can see this countdown too? 4 people are already gone. We took our time preparing the hope fragments, but now we're no longer able to gather them. Honestly, I'm not so sure anymore whether it's better if we let them leave this island, or if we shouldn't let them escape. For those kids, which option is hope and which is despair? But I guess there's no time to hesitate. If this countdown reaches 0, that guy will probably take over our plan's final stage as well. What lies beyond that is the foul resurrection of the ultimate despair, and the continuation of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That cannot be allowed. We must prevent that by any means necessary. Even if we have to pay the ultimate price, I will definitely prevent it by any means. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope.
And we're finally done! We're done! Might as well save it. And speedrun concluded. Time, with everything from yesterday, that was about 9 to 10 hours.
Danganronpa.
We're done. Akbar, did you get a message back from Cherry? Hey, Punky, you got this, you got this. Cherry, where are you? Right. I'll finish the recording, because we don't need anything else.